Oh, hello there. I'm curled up under a blanket, staring at the stars, ready to drift into a story. A story about China's first journey to the moon. It's a tale of dreams, science, and a nation reaching for the heavens. So, settle in. Let's float through this together, nice and slow. Long before rockets lit up the night sky, China was dreaming of the moon. Back in 1994, scientists began whispering about it, studying, planning, wondering if they could touch that glowing orb in the sky. By 2000, a white paper, a quiet, official promise, declared the moon as their goal. They called it the Chinese Lunar Exploration Program, or CLEP, named after Chang'e, the mythical moon goddess who floated to the heavens in ancient legends. Isn't that poetic? A goddess guiding a nation to the stars. The dream took shape in January 2004, when the program was officially born. They planned it in 3 phases: orbiting, landing, and returning. Simple words, but oh so grand, like steps to a distant world. The first step was to send a spacecraft to circle the moon, to gaze at its craters and seas from above. That's where our story begins, with Chang'e 1, China's first lunar traveler. Can you imagine the excitement? Engineers and scientists working late into the night, dreaming of the moon. On October 24th, 2007, a Long March 3 rocket stood tall at the Xichang Satellite Launch Center in Sichuan. It was a crisp autumn day, and the rocket, oh, it was a beauty, gleaming under the sun. At 6:05 p.m., it roared to life, flames and smoke billowing as it carried Chang'e 1 into the sky. Picture it soaring, a tiny spark against the vast darkness, heading for the moon. 12 days later, on November 5th, it slipped into lunar orbit, becoming China's first artificial satellite to circle another world. Chang'e 1 was a quiet explorer, carrying 8 instruments to study the moon's surface. It had a stereo camera, tilting forward and back to create a 3-dimensional map, like an artist sketching the moon's face. There was a laser altimeter measuring the height of craters and mountains with pinpoint precision. X-ray and gamma-ray spectrometers peeked at the moon's minerals, while a microwave radiometer felt the thickness of the lunar soil. They even searched for helium-3, a rare element that might one day fuel dreams of fusion power. For nearly 16 months, Chang'e 1 danced around the moon, orbiting 5,514 times. It created China's first lunar map, a detailed portrait of the moon's surface, more accurate than any they'd made before. Scientists pored over the data, learning about the moon's ancient seas and rugged highlands. The mission was a triumph, a soft whisper of success in the vastness of space. Can you feel it? The calm pride of a nation taking its first step. But every journey has an end. On March 1st, 2009, Chang'e 1's mission was complete. It had worked longer than planned, outliving its 1-year design life. So, with a gentle nudge, it was sent to rest. It crashed onto the moon's surface in a controlled descent, leaving a quiet mark on the lunar soil. It's like the spacecraft was ready to sleep too, after all its hard work. This mission wasn't just about maps and minerals. It was a test, a first step to prove China could reach beyond Earth. The challenge was immense. The moon is far, sometimes 400,000 kilometers away. When it's at its farthest point, China's usual satellite systems could only reach 80,000 kilometers. So they built a network of giant radio antennas, 50 meters tall in Beijing, 40 meters in Kunming, Shanghai, and Urumqi. These formed a vast web stretching across 3,000 kilometers to catch the faint whispers of Chang'e 1's signals. It's like the Earth was listening, holding its breath. The scientists faced other challenges too. The spacecraft had to twist and turn, adjusting its path through the harsh space environment. The moon's distance changes, and the Earth's shadow can block signals. But they did it. They solved each puzzle, one by one, with patience and care. It's soothing, isn't it? Knowing that every problem has a solution if you just keep trying. Chang'e 1 was just the beginning. It paved the way for more missions, each one bolder. Chang'e 2 followed in 2010, mapping the moon in even sharper detail. Then came Chang'e 3 in 2013, landing softly on the lunar surface with a rover named Yutu, the Jade Rabbit. I love that name. It's like a little bunny hopping across the moon. Later, Chang'e 4 made history in 2019, landing on the far side of the moon, a place no one had ever landed before. And Chang'e 5 in 2020 brought back lunar soil, the first samples since the 1970s. Each mission built on the last, like a ladder to the stars. But let's linger on Chang'e 1 for a moment. It wasn't flashy or loud. It was a quiet pioneer, circling the moon, gathering knowledge, and whispering it back to Earth. It showed the world that China could reach the heavens, not with a shout, but with a steady, determined climb. It's a reminder, isn't it? Great things can start small, like a single rocket in the night. The Chinese lunar exploration program grew from there. They're planning to land astronauts on the moon by 2030, maybe even build a base at the South Pole. Imagine that, a little village on the moon, under the stars, with Earth glowing in the sky. It all started with Chang'e 1, that first brave step into the unknown. As I drift off, I think about those scientists, those dreamers, working late into the night to send a machine to the moon. They didn't know if it would work, but they tried anyway, and they succeeded. It's a comforting thought, isn't it? That dreams can come true, even the ones that seem as far away as the moon. Now I'm feeling so sleepy. The stars are fading, and the moon is glowing softly in my mind. Let's rest now, under the gentle light of Chang'e 1's legacy. A nation's first step to the moon. A step toward the infinite. Good night, my friend. Sweet dreams.